Delhi, the capital of India, is renowned for its rich historical heritage, but it also often makes headlines for the troubling crimes that occur there, particularly those against women. These incidents spark serious discussions about the city's law and order. From the Nirbhaya case in 2012 to the Shada murder case in 2022 and the horrific events in Kiawala in January 2023, Delhi has repeatedly been in the spotlight for its criminal issues. Today's story comes from Delhi and highlights how the allure of love and grand promises can sometimes lead to tragic outcomes. In our modern world, while it may be easy to fall in love and make big promises, not everyone is able to fulfill them. When expectations fall short, the consequences can turn into serious crimes. This video delves into the extent of madness that can ensue when love doesn't lead to its intended outcome. Our story begins with Nikki Yadav and Sahil Gahlot. Nikki was born in Kiri village, Jar, Haryana. Her father, Sunil Yadav, operates a motor repair business in Gurugram. As the eldest of 3 siblings, Nikki completed her early education in Yar but moved to Delhi for further studies. In 2018, while living in Delhi, she began preparing for the NEET, National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test, for medical school. To aid her preparation, she enrolled at a well-known coaching institute in Uttam Nagar, commuting daily by bus. During these commutes, Nikki frequently encountered Sahil Gahlot, who was also attending the same coaching institute. Sahil, a resident of Nafar in Delhi, was preparing for the Staff Selection Commission SSC exams. Initially, their interactions were limited to brief exchanges of glances, but as they traveled together daily, their conversations deepened and a friendship developed. Over time, this friendship blossomed into love. According to some reports, Nikki and Sahil began living together in the same apartment after falling in love. However, due to the coronavirus lockdown, which affected Delhi among other places, coaching institutes were shut down and they returned to their respective villages. When the lockdown ended, they resumed cohabiting. Nikki Yadav's father, Sunil Yadav, has refuted the claims that Nikki lived with Sahil in a live-in relationship. He insists that Nikki actually lived with her younger sister in a house in the Bindapur area of Delhi. As a responsible channel, we do not verify the claims about Sahil and Nikki living together. As time went on, their love continued to grow, but both faced setbacks in their exams. Nikki failed to qualify for the NEET exam, and Sahil did not succeed in the SSC exams. After these disappointments, they decided to enroll at Galgotias College of Engineering and Technology in Greater Noida. Nikki pursued a Master of Arts with honors in English, while Sahil chose a course in pharmacy. They continued their studies and maintained their relationship. Like many relationships, Nikki and Sahil's had its share of highs and lows, yet they persisted through the challenges. For a time, Sahil was Nikki's whole world, and Nikki was everything to Sahil. But was it truly as it seemed? The truth remained uncertain as a destructive influence began to seep into their relationship, with consequences that even Nikki could not have anticipated. On February 14, 2023, Delhi police revealed a startling update regarding Sahil and Nikki. They reported that on February 11, 2023, Nikki Yadav's father attempted to call her, only to find that her phone was turned off. Concerned, he reached out to Nikki's younger sister, who mentioned that Nikki had supposedly traveled to Goa. To verify this, Nikki's father contacted several friends, but no one knew her whereabouts. Eventually, one friend indicated that Nikki was last seen with Sahil. Following this lead, Nikki's father obtained Sahil's contact information from Nikki's sister and called him. Sahil, who was preoccupied with his own wedding preparations, claimed to have little information about Nikki's whereabouts and suggested she might be in Dehradun or Mussoorie. He also mentioned that he was no longer in touch with Nikki. The next day, Nikki's father contacted Sahil's father and found out that Sahil also had no information about Nikki. while Nikki's father was actively searching for his daughter, an anonymous call was made to the Delhi police on February 13th. The caller, who did not reveal their identity, reported that a dhaba owner in Nafar had murdered a girl and concealed the body in the dhaba. The source of this call remains undisclosed. The Delhi police acted swiftly on this information, visiting the dhaba where they found a body in the freezer, which was later identified as Nikki Yadav. Contrary to some reports, the police did not initiate action based solely on the anonymous tip. Meanwhile, Nikki's father, still trying to contact his daughter, reached out to the police. During the investigation, with Nikki's younger sister's assistance, they learned of a person named Sahil. Efforts to contact Sahil were unsuccessful as his phone was turned off. The police then went to Sahil's village but found him missing. After an extensive search, they eventually arrested Sahil in a nearby village following the discovery of Nikki's body. Media reports initially suggested that Sahil, who was reportedly in a live-in relationship with Nikki, had hidden her body in the fridge after murdering her. However, a startling revelation emerged during the police investigation. It was discovered that the person identified as Sahil's live-in partner in the media was actually his wife. During the ongoing investigation, it was revealed that Sahil and Nikki had a traditional wedding at the Arya Samaj temple in Greater Noida on October 1, 2020. This fact came to light when the police searched Nikki's room and discovered wedding photos and a marriage certificate. Temple records confirmed their marriage. Although the couple had chosen to marry privately, they kept it a secret from their families. As time passed, Sahil faced mounting pressure from his family to formalize the marriage, which he continually resisted. Eventually, when the pressure became overwhelming, Sahil disclosed to his family that he had married Nikki Yadav in 2020. In response, Sahil's family instructed him to quickly end his relationship with Nikki and marry a girl of their choice. Sahil, following his family's directive, devised a plan to eliminate Nikki from his life. On February 9, 2023, Sahil got engaged to the family's chosen girl in a grand ceremony. Later that night, at 1:30 a.m., Sahil visited Nikki's apartment and stayed for 2 to 3 hours, as captured by CCTV footage. He then proposed a plan to go to Goa with Nikki. They packed their belongings into 2 bags the next morning and headed to Nizamuddin station to catch a train to Goa. However, due to Sahil's unconfirmed ticket, they missed the train and decided to adjust their plan to travel to Himachal Pradesh instead. They drove their Hyundai Verna car towards Anand Vihar railway station, but then changed their plans to travel to Himachal by bus. Sahil parked the car near Kashmir Gate, close to Nigam Bord Ghat, under a tree. Due to the sudden change in plans, Sahil and Nikki had a heated argument in the car for about half an hour. During this confrontation, Sahil suddenly strangled Nikki with a charger cable found in the car, applying pressure until Nikki succumbed to the attack. After Nikki's death, Sahil calmly placed her body in the front seat of the car, buckled the seatbelt to make it look as though she was asleep, and then wandered around aimlessly with the corpse. Meanwhile, Sahil's family was anxiously awaiting his return for his wedding, which was scheduled for February 10th. They were concerned because Sahil was missing and his phone was off, making it impossible to reach him. When Sahil's phone turned on briefly, he called his father and confessed, "I have just taken Nikki's life and I'm driving around with her corpse in the car." Allegedly, Sahil's father instructed him to bring the body to his dhaba. Sahil, accompanied by his relatives Ashish and Navin and friends Amar and Lokesh, drove in 3 separate cars to the dhaba. They met Sahil along the way, transferred Nikki's body into the dhaba's freezer, and then returned home to continue with the wedding preparations. The dhaba, where Nikki's body was hidden, was owned by Sahil's family. To avoid suspicion, it was closed for the wedding preparations. After hiding the body, Sahil deleted all chats and call history from Nikki's phone and blocked her family and friends. On February 10th, after hiding the body in the freezer, Sahil returned to his village with his family for the wedding celebrations. The following day, Sahil married his new bride. After the wedding, he went back to the dhaba to ensure the body was still there. Satisfied, he continued with his new married life. The plan was to dispose of Nikki's body quietly in a nearby large drain a few days later. The search for Nikki Yadav intensified, and suspicion quickly fell on Sahil, leading to his arrest. The arrest and the discovery of the body are linked to a theory suggesting that after receiving an anonymous tip, the police questioned Sahil about Nikki. When Sahil was unable to provide clear information, the police interrogated him thoroughly. Eventually, under the pressure of the investigation, Sahil revealed the truth and took the police to the dhaba, where Nikki's body was discovered. Another theory suggests that Nikki learned about Sahil's impending wedding through a mutual friend. On February 9th, when Sahil met Nikki, an argument erupted. Nikki insisted that Sahil cancel his wedding and leave Delhi with her immediately. Although Sahil was initially reluctant, he eventually agreed, and they planned to go to Goa. During their confrontation, Nikki also threatened Sahil, saying that if he didn't leave with her, she would expose their relationship during his wedding and sabotage it. This escalating conflict is believed to have contributed to the tragic outcome of Nikki's death. Initially, Sahil claimed sole responsibility for Nikki's murder. However, further investigation uncovered that the crime involved not just Sahil, but a network of accomplices including his father, his friends Amar and Loesh, and his cousins Ashish and Navin. On February 18, 2023, the police arrested Sahil's father, Vendra Singh, his friends Amar and Loesh, and his cousins Ashish and Navin. It was revealed that Navin had a history of harassment from 2018 and had instructed Sahil to delete chat and call history from Nikki's phone. Additionally, Sahil's father had a previous murder case from 18 years ago, having served time in prison. Navin, a constable in the Delhi police, was implicated in the body disposal. Currently, Sahil's father remains in jail, while Sahil is in police custody. What are your thoughts on this entire case? Share your opinions in the comments. If you found our video informative, please like and share it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.